Alright, so in the last video I showed you how to set up some routes within Express. Okay, we have some making GET requests to the home page, to the About page, to users slash, and then a dynamic parameter of name. Now, you probably want to be loading HTML pages, not just blocks of text like this. So now what I'm going to do is show you how to set up a static web server with Express, and it's actually really simple. We can actually get rid of all of this, okay, all these app.gets. And what we want to do is we just want to bring in another module called path. So let's say const path and set that to require path. Now we don't have to do npm install path because this is actually a core module. This is already included. We don't need to install it separately. Alright, now what we want to do is go under where we created the app variable, and let's say set static path. So what we have to do is say app.use. Okay, so we're just setting a bit of middleware here, and we just want to specify a certain folder for Express to use to look at as a static folder. So it'll load, if we put index.html, it'll load that in the root. If we put about HTML, it'll load that when we go to /about, and so on. So we want to say express.static, and then we want to pass in here the folder. Now we're going to use the path module. We're going to call join. Okay, and then we're going to put in _dir name. We want to specify the directory we're in, and then let's say public. Okay, and you could call this whatever you want: client, public, static, whatever. This is just going to be the folder that's going to load static files. All right, so let's save that, and then we're going to create a new folder, and we're going to call it public. And inside there, we'll create a file called index.html. And let's see, let's just put in some HTML tags. We'll just put an h1 here. And we'll say my website. Alright, so if we save that, and let's go and reload. Now, if you don't want to have to keep reloading like this, doing Control-C, you can install a module called NodeMon that will actually monitor your files, and then if you change them, you don't have to update the server. Now, when we're working within the HTML files, we can edit these without having to reload the server, even without NodeMon, and it's fine. But if we edit the app.js file, we always have to reload it. Alright, unless we install something like NodeMon. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll say npm install, and then we want to use the G flag, -G. What this means is that it's going to install this globally so that we can access it from anywhere at any time, not just in this project folder. Alright, so we'll say NodeMon. Okay, so now what we want to do is just call NodeMon. Okay, so now you can see server started on port 3000. So it's watching the app.js file. So let's go back to the root, and we get my website. So it's loading index.html. Now we can add any files we want in here. Let's say we want about.html, and we'll just copy this, and we'll change the h1 here to about. Alright, so now if we go and we say /about, oh, actually we have to do .html. Okay, so now we get our about page. So that acts as a static folder. Now what I want to do is make this an actual website, okay, a very simple website, and we're going to use Bootstrap for that. So let's go to getbootstrap.com and go to download Bootstrap. Click this download button, save that zip file, and I'm just going to open up our project folder as well. Okay, so open up the Bootstrap, and we want to bring everything into the public folder. Okay, so all three of these files, CSS, JS, and fonts. Okay, inside CSS, let's get rid of everything except bootstrap.css. That's all we need. And in JS, we just need bootstrap.js. Alright, so now let's go back to index.html, and let's link the Bootstrap file. And I'm guessing that most of you know HTML and basic CSS. If not, I would definitely suggest going back and learning HTML and CSS before Node.js. Alright, so Bootstrap CSS. Let's save that, reload. Actually, let's go back to our index. And now you'll see the font has changed. Bootstrap is now being loaded. Alright, now let's go back to get Bootstrap, and I just want to get a simple nav bar. Okay, so we'll go to, let's go down here to examples, and the starter template right here, and we'll do a Control U, and I'm just going to grab this nav right here. Okay, and we'll put this right, let's put it right above the H1. Okay. Change the project name. We'll just say my website. And let's have about here. Go to about.html. Home will go to index.html. And then I guess we'll do services.html. Okay, and then where we have the H1, let's just wrap that in a container. So div class container. That'll just push it to the middle. Okay, and let's change this to welcome. And then we'll just put a paragraph. Oops. Say this is the home page. Okay, so we'll save that, and let's take a look. Now the content is under the navbar because of this right here, navbar fixed top, so we're going to get rid of that class. And there we go. So that's the index page. Now let's copy everything here and go to the about page and paste that in. And we're just going to change, let's change the active class right here. We'll cut it off of that and put it onto this one. And then we'll change the heading. And we'll say this is the about page. Okay, so now if we reload and we go to about, and now let's copy everything here and we'll create a services page. Services.html. Okay, and we'll take this active class off of about and put it onto the services. Change this. There we go. And now we have 3 different pages on our static website. Alright, so that's how you can create a static web server with Node.js and Express.